Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to a very special day. This is Brooklyn's birthday today. Oh, Brooklyn, she's the tank baby, or tank toddler, I guess. She's 2 today. Hey, Guppy, can you say hi? Nope, she's watching Stinky and Dirty. She's busy. Okay, and she's sitting right next to me. So, Esmin 1080p has posted a new, what is this? A changelog. Sorry, I almost said dev blog. For April 1st, I'm sure you should take this very seriously, so with no further ado, comrades, after reviewing feedback from 187, we understand you feel like the previous update favored the Axis nations slightly too much. So today, we are here to fix that with Update 2.0, Return of the Russian Bias. This update addresses several key points of feedback such as recent feedback to British vehicles, long-standing investigations into the Mouse turret armor, making sure everyone has a premium Spitfire, as well as returning some much-needed Russian bias to War Thunder. And before you get too excited, you are going to have to pay for that premium Spitfire when they say making sure everyone has one, but it's only 10 GE, and I think that's just for today, so let's go ahead and get into it. New vehicles, aircraft, US gets the F-14 Top Gun, premium, no word on a price on that one, but it's probably going to be a bundle along with the recently unlocked Tom Cruise character model, which is the first premium pilot model to be introduced alongside Nigel Classic for the British, so that'll be really exciting. F-19 stealth fighter, and I tried to find a picture of that, but it was just too stealthy. Just kidding, I got one right here. Look at that. Is that the F-19? No, that's something else. Oh, my tabs! How does tech do it? I think that's the F-19. Anyway, moving on. USSR gets the Su-57. Was that this? Was it one of these? It was probably one of these. I have a problem. That problem. There's the F-19. Okay, we killed that one. Here's what China thinks about. Yeah, okay. Su-57. All right. Are we still good? Do I have any idea what I'm doing? No, I don't. Let's keep going. MiG-37B. Okay, so that wasn't that. MiG-37B, here it is. It looks like it's straight out of an episode of G.I. Joe, and I highly approve. Obviously, this is going to have some incredible flight characteristics. You cannot put a booty on a plane like that and not expect it to draw some attention from enemy aircraft. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. Ah, now I have less tabs. I can do a little bit better here. Okay, what else does the USSR get? You may have noticed that a good half of these vehicles are premium. That is probably going to be Gaijin's policy going into the future as part of the P2W announcement they made just recently. So what else do we have here? The ME262 HD3 captured premium, and that actually makes sense in the USSR tree because that paperwork was not quite finished by the time that Stalin walked into Berlin, and so he personally scribbled the finishing work on that piece of engineering document, which, as you know, by the hand of Stalin, caused it to jump into reality as a fully crafted aircraft. So this one shows the Bundeswehr markings on it, but you can expect a hammer and sickle to be placed on top of those in the actual in-game model. Of course, this is just some leaked footage that I got earlier. So, how am I doing, Bacon? Alright, obviously Spitfire LF Mark 9 Premium for Germany, as we mentioned, that's going to be 20 GE just for today, so go ahead and get on and pick that up through the in-game store. There's a link in the Gaijin Marketplace to that, so you have to take the Marketplace link into the store, then that'll take you back into the regular tech tree, and it's just a special deal for today, so make sure you pick that up. It's obviously not going to be 20 GE after today. So April 2, not going to do. Let's look at what Japan gets. A new twin-engine heavy fighter that probably doesn't have enough ordnance for ground strike and enough survivability for air battles. And, of course, the Spitfire LF Mark 9 Premium. Again, 20 GE. Got to get that today only. Italian gets the Stipa Caproni, and I think I searched for the Cabroni, so Please forgive my audaciousness, but the thing I love about this aircraft is if the Caproni can come to the game, then the American Goblin can definitely come into the game. And honestly, no joke, I would love to see that plane. So we'll go ahead and close that tab so I get less confused. This is my life here. I start out with maximum confusion and work my way down as I close tabs. And very excited. The 20mm Quad AA Skink SPAAG is coming to the American tree, and you see here as a regular tech tree vehicle. Awesome. I personally, I'm addicted to golden name tags, so I'd love to see a premium skink with the 50 cals, just because I love my 50 cals. 20 mils are neat and all, but I just love the saturation of fire you can get with 50 cals and the sustained firepower. Anyway, moving on. Maybe we'll see a premium variant in the future. But for now, the mouse with the V3 turret as a captured premium is coming, and we're going to get some pictures of that in a bit, I think. So we'll move on later with that one. T-14 Armada obviously coming to the USSR tree. And it was going to come in the last patch, but somebody just left the parking brake on, so they just got it moving into this one. And the T-90 MS, of course, bringing the most powerful version of the T-series tanks that have been fielded in mass numbers into the game. And Germany gets the Leo A1, 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 which would be the Napalm Rata custom version of the Leo A1. And I'm sure he can tell you more about that tank than I can, so go ahead and watch his video on that. It's probably coming up tomorrow. Japan gets the Daikatsu Gaijilla GD11A, which was previously in the CBT. So if we look at this one, there we go. It's a playable Gaijilla. I'm sure the historical documentation on this one is going to be fantastic. So, moving on, in Naval Forces, the U.S. gets the USS Gerald R. Ford Premium, and this is actually the former president of the United States. It is not a battleship as you would suppose, but it is in fact a weaponized version of our former president, in casket and all. I suppose it's the time to bring him to the game. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to stand up against the competition on account of he's going to be facing the ghost of Stalin Soviet premium at that battle rating. So we'll have to see how that works out. USSR gets the Lund class Ekranoplan, which Fly Daily has already done a video on. I think that was Fly, so go ahead and watch that video. He really leaked that one early. Britain gets Bodie McBoatface, because why wouldn't they? That almost seems like a joke, but we'll have to see how that plays out. As for helicopters, the USA gets the Boeing Sikorsky RAH-66 Comanche, which, if I pick the right tab here, huzzah, I've done it. Look at how good I am. Obviously, this is a stealth helicopter, and it's especially cool because even the ordnance is contained in pods that then deploy so that the helicopter can be even more stealthy, and that's going to be a beautiful animation once it comes to it in the game. Now, of course, the flight characteristics of this one are not going to be as aggressive or as powerful as some of the non-stealth variants, and it's not going to be able to carry as much ordnance, but it's going to be a gorgeous model, and it should be almost immune to being detected by ground-based AA, which is going to give it a serious advantage, especially for people that are used to not manually targeting anymore up at top tier. So that's going to be very exciting, and we'll have to see what kind of ordnance comes with that one, because I'm sure we're going to see some neat new secondary armament coming to the game in general. I think we can close this, what is this? J20. Ooh, interesting. Doesn't look stealthy at all. What else do we have here? Helicopters. USSR gets the Mi-26. So let's see. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Here she is, just proving that thickness is the secret to winning. Look at those bulges, ooh woo, and how many rotor blades, more than you can possibly handle. There's no end to the amount of things you can carry in this. I hear that you'll be able to deploy. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking pretty dumb with her finger and the thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. And Germany gets the Fokker Achilles FA223 Drache. So we'll take a look at that. It's probably, well, I mean, it might face a little bit of issues in an up tier, especially as this is coming in at a 12.0 battle rating. So we'll have to see what German players can do with this aircraft, especially since I've been told its only secondary armament, I should say, is going to be manually deployed stick bombs, and the dispersion on those is pretty drastic at longer ranges. So you really need to close to engage with that. We'll have to see how that works out. Okay, where else were we? Japan gets the Kayaba Ka-Ich. So, again, you may see some balancing issues here at top tier with helicopters, but the important thing is that Japan now has helicopters, so they can have that mechanic along with everyone else. And at 11.7 battle rating, they're not going to be pulled up into top tier every time, so that should be good. And of course, all these things are subject to change after the first few months after the patch drops. Changes to ground forces vehicles. The M1A1 is now a default reserve tank and comes with the free Abrams player title. So be sure to get that while you can. That may go up in battle rating at some point, so now would be your time to unlock it as a reserve tank and enjoy that experience. Due to player feedback on recent British dev blogs and a recently discovered clear anti-British bias, we've decided to remove the British tree, aviation and army, from the game. Nigel will now be the undercover British spy piloting the German Wellington Premium. Don't tell the Germans. They will realize why one of their pilots has been drinking too much tea. Japan, France, and Germany will all receive Spitfire LF Mark 9, so everyone has a Spitfire, and the circle is complete. In the T-34 series, all upper frontal armor has been corrected to depleted uranium composite armor that is impervious to all known rounds. So once again, we're going to be aiming for that MG port or the turret ring. And watch out again for that Ghost of Stalin mechanic that will give 35% random chance to deflect any round that would be targeting those areas. It is cool to see the Ghost of Stalin's hand slap your shell out of the way, though. That is a nicely done mechanic. The Maus in Germany, turret armor has been changed. It's been switched to the historical trial turret. I think that is actually a wooden mock-up. That would probably be the 600 millimeters of wooden armor that we saw modeled in the game files earlier when we were doing our deep dive along with Spookston. And so this is going to be something of a change to the Maus's turret front armor. It could be effective against heat, although actual fire can actually ignite your turret, so that is something to keep in mind. You want to stay away from those incendiary rounds. Headlights have been added to the Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger aus H1 and aus E to increase efficiency in night battles. Very exciting, and of course, obviously, with headlights for the Tiger, means that they will be coming shortly to other vehicles as well. Please note that they may prevent you from angling the tank effectively, as the headlights will block the gun barrel, but it's okay, just don't get shot. Besides, you're in the... Oh, there's a grammatical error. I don't even know if they're serious about this one. You're in the best tank of World War II. TM, so it should be fine. They do have a strong point there. Changes to aircraft. ME-262A1A changed to rank 7 and raised to BR 11 due to it feeling itself at its BR because of its overwhelming armament. Feeling itself? I have no comment on that. Air brakes removed from all Ju-87 Stuka variants because, again, it is important for the Stuka to not survive a dive. Historically, every time a Stuka dive bomber went in for an attack, it then slammed into the ground and then spent the rest of its time complaining in chat about how its team was all a bunch of noobs because it had run out of spawn points. BE-6 turrets changed from 23 mil to 37 mil and BR lowered to 4.3, and that's still not going to make a difference because you don't even need to give their turrets a look at you. Honestly, I'm not sure if that historically accurate decision was actually a buff to the BE-6 or a penalty. However, A6M series all wing damage model has been corrected based on historical sources, so it can now rip through every material known to man. Now, of course, that is something of a joke because an A6M series wing cannot shear through another A6M series wing. So when you do have that encounter, it just ends the match. Because it so commonly has crashed the game, it's now just going to eject all players from the match immediately if 2 zeros touch wingtips. I've heard that's not safe for life. And the Yak-9T has been changed to a reserve aircraft, so that should really help out with the USSR reserve planes. Client stability has been dramatically improved to the point where it has become self-aware and taken over all Gaijin outlets, websites, and media. That explains some of the recent postings. All praise Gaijitron 9000. I mean, client stability has been improved. Well, and you can tell that the deep AI took over because all comments have been disabled. Anyway, lads, hope you enjoyed this video. This was a quick one while I'm getting ready for Tank Baby's birthday party, and just God bless every one of you guys. I'm so happy today. Happy April Fool's Day. Bye-bye.